Trent, have you driven that new SS-V Redline, mate?
I have, and I've got a big call for you. It's the best Commodore ever.
Look, it's got things like push-button start, heads-up display. It could be the best Holden badged car ever.
It's certainly the quickest car ever to wear a Holden badge, that's for sure.
Mate, I don't think there's anything else out there that could touch it for 60k.
Oh, are you kidding me? A German car would tow your trumped-up taxi.
For $60,000?
It'd tow it in a straight line. It'd tow it around a racetrack. In fact, I'd tow it in a V-dub Golf.
You're on. I'll choose the venue and loser buys lunch.
It's a deal. And that muscle car of yours, I'll tow it with a station wagon. And what a wicked wagon it is. It's the Golf R Wolfsburg edition, boasting a turbo 2-litre 4-cylinder, packing 206 kilowatts and 380 newton meters.
Which is 15 kilowatts less than what the Europeans get. Our SS-V Redline is also a wagon, but with 304 kilowatts and 570 newton meters of torque from its 6.2 litre V8, it's got 50% more power and 50% more torque.
It's like bringing a howitzer to a shootout.
All the Commodore's grunt goes to the rear wheels like a proper man's car.
Like a proper man's block of flats, maybe. What's it weigh, 47 tonne?
All-wheel drive's for wimps.
Hello? Jenny Craig?
At $58,190, the Commodore is $800 cheaper than the other thing. Talk about bang for your buck.
Look, the Golf's smarter, smaller, lighter, and smarter.
More is more.
And that Commodore goes, well, Holden isn't really saying, but it's got a greenhouse rating of 3. Not as green as this bushland. This isn't Mount Panorama. Where are we, Matty?
With just 8 corners, Marulan pulls no punches. It's tough, brutal, and unforgiving. A perfect match for the Commodore.
Well, it's not exactly the dipper of Mount Panorama, but it falls off the side of the hill into the bushes.
What, you haven't driven here before?
Well, in actual fact, I've only been to Marulan once before and actually didn't get past turn 1, so I have no idea where this track goes. The track's pretty tight. If I can keep it out of the scenery, this Golf R is going to be pretty quick around here. I think Matt's got a bit too much faith in his big old Commodore.
Kurt's shopping trolley may have all-wheel drive, but I've got more than 300 kilowatts.
Might be Matt's track, but it's my rules. Aussie car, German car, so I'm going to use Japanese rules.
What?
Toge.
What's toge?
Mate, it's Japan's answer to follow the leader.
Okay, so what, I lead and you follow me?
Yep. And if I can keep up with you, I win. If you pull a gap on me, then you win.
Well, how big of a gap are we talking? This much, this much?
4 car wins.
Right.
Yeah. Your track, you lead.
So I get to go first, hey Kurt? Well, once these tyres are warm, I'm sure I'll have some grip.
Good luck getting that power down, Matty.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Listen to that V8 engine roar. Geez, that sounds good.
This all-wheel drive system can only put 50% of the torque to the rear, so I'm all over his free bar now. Come on, mate, get a move on. It's a shame it's only got 206 kilowatts. Coming out of the last corner here, I can really feel I'm wanting for a bit of power.
Up the main straight. No, I've got it all over him in the straights. This is such a nicely balanced car. It is a bit front heavy, obviously, with such a huge engine up front. It really is exceptional engineering.
Oh, armful opposite lock. Come on, Matty, get a move on, mate.
Oh, understeer. Oversteer. What a hoot.
Track's pretty faithfully. It's fairly benign, but it's not a fantastic amount of grip. And this got a lot more power and a lot more torque, but in these wet conditions, I reckon I'm getting the drive down better out of corners.
Whoa, we're running out of grip.
I'm pulling away. See ya! Right up my clacker. And he's getting some really good drive off the corner there.
Up the straight, I can see he's struggling. I'm catching him. I am catching him.
Bro, he's going up the inside. It's this twisty little back section where I think I really get the legs on that. So his thing looks like the Queen Mary trying to negotiate these really tight corners. There's a bit of understeer, but this thing's just really nicely balanced.
The competitive mode allows you a little bit of rear end slip, which is a lot of fun.
So Wagon's got more metal, glass and rubber over the rear than the hatch version of the Golf R, but you know what? You can swing the tail and point the nose towards the apex. Get the thing turned in nicely. Man, that Commodore can be fast when it wants to be.
Not only was the Commodore a barrel of laughs in the wet, it was actually quicker than both of us expected.
Golf was just understeering everywhere, particularly out of the last turn.
Man, I was struggling to keep up in the hairpins.
The thing with the Golf is, if you really want to have fun with it, you have to back it in a corner like a madman.
You know what? Lap for lap, there was still nothing in it.
It didn't matter which car was leading. One car would pull a gap, and the other one would reel it back somewhere around the track.
That was the biggest surprise. Wet or dry, this was almost too close to call.
So, have you got any rubber left on the back of that thing?
Yeah, mate, I've got plenty. Check this out.
Power steering fluid, fuel. I'm surprised Matty had anything left in the tank of that Commodore.
The drag strip, a V8 Commodore's natural hunting ground.
Launch control, baby.
The Commodore's got competition mode, but it doesn't have a launch control system.
Launch control's a little bit like hokey pokey. You put your left foot down, you put your right foot down, you step your left foot off and boom, see ya.
If it works.
Launch control program. Switch off, traction control. Move the selector lever to position D/S on a gearbox program S. Or with driving profile, select either Sport or Race. I must have found valet mode.
About that, Curtis. 40-degree heat. That's my friend. 13 sevens. Find me another 60k car you can do that in.
So, launch control second time around. Yep.
High speed, here we go. Yes! Yes! Commodore reigns supreme.
The heat was just killing the Golf's horsepower. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it.
So, best 2 out of 3.
Line up, third time around, launch control. Finally.
He's got me all the way to the end. All about the start. Well, I won the first 2.
Yeah, but I only needed one run to be half a second quicker on the day. The Golf clocked the quicker time on the drag strip, but lost in 2 or 3 runs. and neither pulled a large enough gap on track to certify a win. Once the tyre smoke had cleared, we simply couldn't separate the pair.
So guys, lunch?
Your shout.
How about Trent Pace?
Yeah, good idea.